guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Lightwork2332. I had started this video before, which is why you see some cards out here, and I had to stop it and restart it. So I was just going over basically, I use the Osho Zen for the 5D always on my channel. If you've been following me for any amount of time in the last month since I started it, you'll note that I always use the Osho Zen for the 5D, right? So what I was explaining before was that, in the 3D, things seem a little, at least for me in the past 2 weeks, been going through a lot of cycles, a lot of tower moments, a lot of purging, a lot of endings, right? And endings of like really big cycles, right? I'm thinking of the World card, right? Very big cycles as it relates to our journeys. As I do this for twin flames and for divine counterparts, but really for multi-dimensionals, for star seeds, anyone on this ascension path, right? These connections are meant to reveal something to us about ourselves, right? And sometimes, and that's why so many readers who've really been on this journey for a while say, you have to disconnect from the physical, because it's bigger than that, right? And it doesn't matter whether you end up with someone or not. The point is, what did they teach you? How did they help you heal? And how are you moving forward, right? So for the theme for the 5D, we got flowering. So, Queen of Pentacles, very stable energy. Even if this is not what you're feeling currently in the 3D, whether I'm stable, but I do like stable in the material world more or less. You can always have room for improvement, of course. This is talking about long-term stability, right? And over here we also got the 10 of Pentacles, right? So in the 5D, we're establishing and we're anchoring in this stability and this growth long term, right? And the way that plays out in the 3D, we'll see it in a second, but it might be very different than how it's coming out in the 5D, right? And I do feel there is a lot of change afoot. A lot of things are changing, shifting, ending, because we are meant to shift, because we have awakened for a reason, and because our journey is much bigger than we could have anticipated, until we had awakened and realized what this really was about, right? So we also got Master. We are the world and existence, right? And so this really speaks to me, like, about all of us, right? All of us on this ascension journey, we're discovering, and we've connected to our higher self, right? We've connected to our higher self, we've connected to source, and we've realized that we are the masters of our reality, right? And that a lot of times we want to see things play out a certain way in the 3D, and I'm just saying this from my own experience, but in our reality there is a bigger purpose, and we have to trust that if anything has ended for us in the last month, during Mercury retrograde, during the last week, yesterday even, this is for a reason, and it's meant for your higher good, right? Especially if you're a conscious person constantly meditating and asking for your highest and greatest good, just trust that even if it's causing you some hardship in the 3D, that this is all a journey, right? This is all the journey for the Master. And then so we got the Master, we got the 10 of Pentacles, and we got the Magician, right? And we are powerful co-creators, and we want this 10 of Pentacles. We're awakened beings, and we're here to ascend the planet, and we're here to unite as a whole and manifest a greater consciousness, right, for the planet. And that's what's happening in the 5D. We're seeing this materialize in the 5D, and it's going to come down soon, because the Pentacles cards are very they're material world cards, right? And we're ascending. What I'm getting for this is that we are ascending, we are connecting to all that is, and we're mastering this, and that's what these changes are about, right? So I'm going to put these to the side now, and I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth of what's happening in the 3D and how this relates to what we just said. And I'm parting the cards, and I got Love Abounds and Joy and Stability, Ace of Cups and Joy and Stability. So, coming from above, right? Remember that it doesn't matter what's happening with your counterpart in the physical, you are unconditional love, okay? You are unconditional love. You come from unconditional love. Just remember that, okay? And, joy and stability is coming. It's coming from above, as above, so below. And, I see the 3 rings here, right? Co-creating with spirit, like the 3 of Pentacles, even though that's the 4 of Wands. Also a twin flame indicator. You know that I'm a twin flame, so I resonate, of course. I was seeing a lot of, like, marriage stuff in the physical in the last month, and not really seeing it so much in my relationship, but seeing it in the physical. And I believe what that is that, this is a spiritual love, of course. And, a lot of us are already in union up there. And although that isn't some constellation, because we want to see everything here and now, what it's teaching us in this life, it is what it is, whether you're meant to be together or not. Just know that this is a spiritual connection. You can't cut the cord, you can't cut it off. It's gonna reach you in different ways when it wants to show you something that is for your ascension, right? So I'm gonna pull 3 cards for the feminine. And I'm gonna separate it today because that's what I'm feeling. 3 cards for the feminine. Divine Feminines. Where are we at? Oh my gosh. Again, the Magician card. Divine Feminines, where are we at on this journey? Divine Feminines. Where are we at? Yeah. I'm definitely resonating with that. And these cards don't really incur reversals. They don't have reverse meanings, so I'm going to keep them up. So, bottom of the deck for the feminines, well-deserved reward. 9 of Pentacles, right? So if you're working in the physical, you're on your mission, you're doing what you need to do, just know that your well-deserved reward is coming, right? Because you are a manifestor. You're keeping your vibrations high. And I just want to clarify. Just because you're going through things in the physical, you're having tower moments, maybe you're purging, maybe you're crying, maybe you're in low energies, doesn't mean that you're not on the right path. It just means that you need to, there's something in your life that is causing you, that is not aligned with what you want, right? And if you're asking source to manifest things, it's making you uncomfortable in these areas so that you can manifest what you want, right? Taking a little sip of tea there. And here, we see the 9 of swords. I'm sorry, the 9 of wands. Which is that, like, that wounded warrior kind of energy. Setting rest and reconsider, right? It says, so we got the Magician. We got spread your wings, which is the 2 of wands, which can also be seen as a twin flame card. And the rest and reconsider. So Divine Feminines, this is a time of manifestation. Make sure that you're getting your rest, that you're not wearing yourself out. And it's a time to spread your wings and truly manifest and connect, right? You see there's a feminine here by herself. It's a time to rest and reconsider so that you can manifest all that you've been wanting to, because it is coming. You have earned it, right? So, take a load off. It's time to rest. It's time to spread your wings, right? I'm going to pull 3 cards for the masculine. Divine Masculines, what's going on with you in the next week? Divine Masculine, what's going on with you in the next week? Okay, so Divine Masculines, you got the 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there may be some healing going on here for the Divine Masculines. Although I feel that some of us who are very balanced in our masculine and feminine energies, this can apply to both, right? For me, both are going to apply. I always resonate with readers, both for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, usually, right? So 3 of Swords, we're healing. We've gone through something at some point that has caused us some heartache. And this week is about, healing, right? Healing from the wounds. And then in the action space, Divine Masculine got the 8 of Swords. And you see him there sitting there kind of in despair, guarded. This is the energy, and then, of course, it's in relation to the feminine, because we got the 2 of Chalices here, which I love it in this deck. And the 6 of Chalices, which is also a feminine, right? So he's in his head, and he's in his head in solitude, and guarded regarding this connection, this past life connection about his feminine, right? Because he's healing. He's healing at this time. And I picked up the card underneath, and it was the Page of Wands reversed, right? Which is all about manifesting, a new beginning. It's upside down. So, right now may not be the time for that. Right now is a time for solitude, a time for healing, a time where he's sitting in his head about this connection and his feminine, right? I'm going to pick a few cards for the union energy. Or you know what? I'm going to pick some Mystic Moon Oracle cards. So, Spirit, guides, 5D and above, give me some energy. What's the energy here between the divine counterparts, the twins this week? What is the combined energy between the twins? Gosh, so many cards. Alright, so I don't know which wave this is, but I am going to read the cards that came out for the theme, received. So you may be receiving some messages this week regarding your union, regarding your masculine telepathically or in the physical. There's some recognition there, new direction, yeah. So yeah, a lot of us feel like we need to take on, we need to go in this new direction, right? In life, and we're just taking the steps to do that. You know, as I said, for the feminines, spread your wings. We got union, winter, destruction, offer, contemplation, and self-worth. And this card always reminds me of the masculine, and it also reminds me of this 8 of Swords energy too, right? So, you know, the masculine is at a point at this time, and the feminine I'm getting is really contemplating and really focusing on their self-worth, right? And this is important at this time because there has been some, what's the word, some towers, some ending of cycles in the 3D, and they're really thinking about, you know, their self-worth at this time. And then it says union, winter, destruction, offer. So what I'm getting from this is that, you know, there has been some destruction. Whoever I'm channeling at this time, you know, this is for you. Obviously, it's not going to resonate with everyone. But, you know, there's been an end, a destructive end to a cycle, right? And what I feel this is saying is that there may be an offer for union in the winter. And I know that that's a really long time from now, but this is the time to focus on ourselves and focus on our mission and not on the union. You know, if you're a twin, then you know union is always possible, but it's not something that you can focus on because you build resistance to it. And so these are the cards that came out. In my own journey, I'm navigating a rough patch with my twin at the time, at this time, and I definitely feel this energy of destruction, of, you know, ending. I'm gonna be candid with you guys. You know, we were doing really well and we were moving forward, and, you know, we even went on holiday, on vacation in January, and it was beautiful, and I felt him growing and awakening, and all of a sudden it was like this tower moment, and he, you know, they can't unawaken, but they can choose with their free will to not follow this path, right? And the things that my masculine said, and I'm only going to say this to you guys so that, because maybe it's going to resonate with someone out there, and I want it to, you know, and I'm navigating this myself, and I'm in this kind of 3 of Swords healing energy at the time. He didn't betray me, or it's nothing like that, but, you know, it's just things didn't work out the way that I had expected them to, the way that I thought they were. And, you know, you can always align to different waves, and I didn't understand this until this week, because I was pretty sure I was in wave 1, we were in union, we were moving forward, we were talking about the future, and then all of a sudden I feel like we shifted into an old wave that we were a part of. You know, in the past, I feel like we timeline jumped backwards, you know. And guys, there's no such thing as time. You know, you can go back into old cycles, but if you do, it's only because there's something left to be healed. Like, the divine is not like a master manipulator, you know. You're doing this. It's your progress as a unit, you know, as a union, that dictates what timeline you're on, right? And that's why so many readers who are not in union with their twins say, focus on yourself, focus on your mission. If you don't align to your twin, you're going to align to someone who's conscious and who's high vibrational. And of course, you don't want to hear that because you're in love with your twin, you know. But the reason they say that, and the reason why it's okay to align to other people, is because it's all part of your soul's journey, right? And sometimes you just need to destroy old cycles. And there needs to be this tower moment that shakes your very foundation, so that you can move on, you know. And in this contemplation and the self-worth, I really feel that this is the masculine, but also the feminine, because we, you know, if you're a balanced feminine, you're going to feel what they're going through, right? And they're definitely contemplating about self-worth and about being alone. You know, my masculine, I haven't had issues up until this point, you know, about other women, you know. I mean, we did have karmics before we came back into union, because we were in separation for 5 years. But we both were very okay with being by ourselves when we came back into union in 2016 or 17, early 17. So just to let you know, we are working on self-worth. We are thinking about this, because sometimes what happens in our union and physical does affect our self-esteem. It can, and it's just an indication that there's things to be worked on, things to be healed, right? So wherever you are in your journey, if you feel like you've gone into separation again after you were in union and you were in separation previously, I mean, this is part of the twin flame journey. Again, there's no promise that you're going to be together at the end of the day, although it, they say, and I also believe, that union is something that is, for some of us, wanted, and it is possible, and it is going to happen. We just don't know how that's going to happen, and so we can't be too stuck on that, And then so, you may have an offer for union in the winter. When you've contemplated on your self-worth, when you've destroyed old cycles, and you can, bring a more solid foundation to this union, right? And I just want to clarify that a little bit. Spirit, what are the mystic moon cards? Yeah, solitude. Yeah, it's a time for the feminines to be by themselves, and the masculines to, to go within, to dive into that divine feminine power, go within. That's what we need to do at this time. Spirit, what's your advice for the next week regarding this connection, wherever we may be at on this journey? Because some people watch our channel who may be in union, others who are not. I understand that that you're saying that we need to go within. What else do you want us to know here? Yeah, whether you're in union or not, there's recognition, of course, of what this is. Yeah, and you're being guided. This is all part of your journey, right? One more, Spirit. Free will. Yeah. So we do have free will. And then you see here the patience card. Oh, man. Gotta love that card. We do need to have patience. We need to detach from outcome and just allow things to unfold however they're meant to unfold, right? And refocus on ourselves. Realize what this connection is really about, twin flames. It's about that higher love. It's about that higher consciousness, regardless of how that plays out in the material world, right? Pardon me, go. Unconditional love doesn't have room for pride and ego. It just is. Love just is, and that's what we have to remember at the end of the day, that no matter how this connection looks like on the outside, this is an internal, this is a 5D journey, and so I'm going to put these cards away here. Guys, it's been a rough 2 weeks, let me tell you, for me. It really has been. A lot of healing, a lot of purging. It's felt more like purging than healing, Let's do messages from the divine masculine to his feminine, his higher self. So I want to call in the divine masculines and their higher selves. I'm going to use this time to speak to the divine feminines. I feel like there's a message to be said here. What do you want us to know at this time, regardless of how our journey looks on the outside? What does the 5D masculine have to say to his feminine? All these cards almost popped out. Yeah. So they understand, that from the 5D, the masculines are saying, message to the feminines here. They understand that we've worked hard on this journey, that we've been flowering this connection and our own life purpose. And for us to just understand that, we are their ace of chalice. Their cup overflows for us. We are one. And we're never separate in the 5D. Love is never separate from us, even if that's not how they're acting in the physical, We are their queen of chalice. okay? And during this new moon and this moon, there's been some illusion in the 3D, but don't forget that this is a 5D love, you know, that you are their queen of chalices. You know, you saw me shuffle. I'm not giving false hope here. These are the cards that fell out. There's a lot of love here, and they understand that we flowered this connection. But that a lot of this, what's going on in the 3D is just that, it's illusion. You know, it's cycles of purging that we need to go through. And bottom of the deck was the Knight of Chalices. The Knight of Chalices, right? Lots of cups, you know, lots of emotions. Anything else, Spirit? Divine Masculine's higher self. What higher selves, you know, what's this illusion about? You know, what are we meant to learn at this point of our journey? Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords, the truth of what this love is about, of what this unconditional love is, what this 5D love is, what this twin flame divine love journey is, right? This is what these illusions are meant to bring, to show us that, you know, in the 5D there is love, and we know that there's love because we feel it. You know, the divine feminines, we feel it. That's why we're on this journey. You know, we were called to this journey. And the purpose of these illusions coming up during the moon, and or some of us who have gone back into separation, or whatever your case may be, no, this is to illuminate a truth to you. You know, a truth about your healing, a truth about the connection, a truth about detaching from what this is going to look like in the 3D, because this is a 5D game, right? And, you know, we got here the Five of Pentacles. You know, it's a feminine on the ground feeling left out in the cold. And then the World card, you know, we need to release these feelings of abandonment, you know, because it's, again, it's an illusion. We're never separate from them. You know, Rumi has this, man, I wish I had it, but I can't see it because it's on my phone. You know, we're never separate. Separation is an illusion, you know. We maybe feel separate in the 3D because this is the Pentacles card, and sad and, you know, a little devastated by where we are. But, you know, the masculine is saying that this is a huge cycle that needs to end, you know, and in our awareness. And, you know, we do feel a little confused, you know. I feel like this, you know, this is from the masculine to the feminine. We are confused, you know, and because when this is what we're seeing, right? But this is what we're feeling, and this is what we're getting when we meditate, you know. And this is, and we feel that this is what we are to them, you know. And it's just a reminder that what's happening in the physical, again, is an illusion. You know, I know we're feeling a little bit confused, but this is the end of this cycle of confusion, of uneasiness, of not knowing, right? And then we got the Fool card, so it's, you know, it's a new beginning. And of course we got the Ace of Swords, so we're finding the truth of things. And under that, the Two of Chalices and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So, you know, a new beginning, a truth revealed for the twins, you know, or for the divine love in this, or whoever you're watching this card for. You know, the Wheel of Fortune turning in our direction, you know, with this truth. This truth is moving us forward, you know, karmically and in life, right? You know, towards the Three of Pentacles, you know, co-creating with spirit, you know, and working on our mission and, you know, our purpose here. And on the bottom of that was the Ten of Swords. You know, we're at the end of this cycle. You know, we're at the end of this cycle of hurt and beating ourselves up and pain. You know, it's just meant to heal us. It's just meant to reveal a truth to us, right? So I'm just going to continue here. So feminines, let's see, what do our higher selves want to tell us at this time? This is Psychic Tarot of the Heart. Divine feminines, what is our higher self? Or if you're a masculine watching, although, you know, I look at my analytics and they're mostly women, of course, but if you're a man who just happened to come by my channel, this can be a message from your divine feminine to you, or this can be from our higher selves, you know, from your divine feminine's higher self, or from our higher selves to us, if that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. I hope it does to you guys. Whoa. Same cards. No way. I gotta shuffle this. Just so you know, Magician, rest and reconsider, heart chakra, and share the love, right? Which is the Three of Cups. Yeah, we're definitely healing the heart chakra at this time. I can definitely feel this. Rest and reconsider, and just know that you're a magic manifester. You know, purge those feelings, but then pick yourself back up. And look at that, coming together. So, you know, our higher selves is saying, and I even feel a resistance to saying this out loud because of my own journey right now, but I'm going to tell you what the cards say and what the messages that are channeled, because that's what I'm here to do, right? So, you know, for a lot of us, union is coming, you know, and our higher self is just reminding that we are going to come together, but we need to come together in this, from this healed place. You know, we cannot be settling. You know, I know a lot of times we want to settle, we want to be patient with our masculine, but we're not even that patient with ourselves, and that's just a sign from spirit, like telling you, you know, you need to do this, like you need to do this for yourself. That love that you give to your masculine, you need to give to yourself. And you need to have faith that you're on this journey for a reason, that you've been awakened and you've been put on this, you know, you've taken this twin flame journey ride for a reason, right? And so just have to trust that things are coming together, even your union, right? Even when it feels like that's so far from the truth. Look at that. I shuffled. Guys, you saw me shuffle. We're having some heart activations. You know, guys, it's a good time to bathe yourself in that green light. Do heart chakra, feminines, your higher self meditation. This is what they're saying to you. We're having a heart activation, whether you're in union or not. Make sure that you're you know, sending that green light to your heart, and the pink light, and or the waves, if you want to picture like water, a green wave, a pink wave, a gold wave. Yeah, so feminine. I'm getting the message here. Wow, again we got the Nine of Cups. Dreams coming true. What else, feminines? Oh my goodness, you can't make this shit up, guys. You really can't. Anything else, feminines? Higher selves that you want to give the feminine, or feminines you want to give your masculine at this time? Wow. Yeah. And you know, guys, what I do is that sometimes I channel these messages and I come back later on in the week to hear myself, because I don't remember what is channeled, and it really does resonate. So if this doesn't resonate right now, in a couple days, come back, and you'll see that my messages resonate throughout the week, or even later, whenever you came across this video. Wow, 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 wow. Bottom of the deck, third eye chakra. Here, let me take a sip of tea real quick, because a lot of cards came out here, feminine. Third eye chakra, guys. Make sure that you're going within. Your higher selves are telling you to go within. Masculines, if you're not in communications with your feminine, your feminine's higher self is saying go within. Clear that third eye chakra. Connect with her on the higher, right? There is something to be known there. Base chakra and Hierophant. Yeah, this is a spiritual connection in the world card. This is a spiritual connection. We're going through big spiritual cycles here. You know, make sure that you're clearing your chakras, that you're meditating and doing that in meditation, or seeing someone to help you with that if that's what you want. The first card that came out was the heart chakra. You know, we are having a heart chakra activation, like I said, at this time. It's good to do those, or wear rose quartz. I'm wearing rose quartz earrings. Love them. It's a good time to just connect with your heart and clear and heal. Okay, when the heart chakra comes out, it's usually because there's something to be healed within the heart, right? And we did see that for the masculines as well. So we're marrying each other. Feminines, your higher self is saying change the focus. Masculines, your feminine's higher self is saying change the focus, right? You're focusing too much on this connection in the 3D. You need to change your focus to your mission, to your purpose, to elevating your vibration, to manifestations, whatever that may be. Change your focus from this, what's not happening in the 3D and this connection, to something that you want, like your dreams, right? Because the next card over is dreams coming true. You are a powerful manifester. You change your focus and you focus and you come from a place where your heart is healed. You know, your dreams are going to come true, as it relates to love and as it relates to everything. And then we got the Six of Swords, which is healing begins. Yeah. Change your focus. Your dreams are going to come true. Your healing is happening. This is a lot of heart healing here, guys, for this next week I'm getting. And it certainly makes sense with my journey. A lot of heart healing here. It's time to change your focus. Okay, and focus back on yourself and on your healing, right? Because this is what's happening. There is a healing happening at this time within this connection. And masculines, that's, we mirror each other, so that's what your feminine's higher self is saying to you as well. So we got the 5 of Swords, win or lose, the throat chakra, the 2 of Pentacles, which in this deck is find balance, and well-deserved reward, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So what I'm getting from this is, again, and I said this earlier in the reading, and this is just reiterating, win or lose, this is a journey of differentiating between the 3D and the 5D, being awakened to the 5D, realizing that whether you have this in the physical or not, that's not the point. The point is that you're seeking truth. You're seeking the truth of what your soul came here to learn and to heal from, right? And if there's something that needs to be said in your connection, 2 5s here, which also to me is change. There is change here within the connection. If you feel that you're settling in your connection, that you're waiting on someone else to change, then this is a sign from spirit, from your higher self, feminine, that, speak your truth. Don't settle. Speak from the heart. Win or lose, you need to stand in your truth, because if you don't, it's not going to manifest the way you want it to. You're just going to keep going into the same karmic cycles that you've been going through, with your masculine. And with yourself, for that matter, because this is from your higher self, right? So just make sure that you're being real with yourself. Win or lose, this connection, because this reading is about this connection. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with them. Speak your truth, whether it be in the 3D or the 5D, right? And then 5, balance. Find balance, because, you will receive your well-deserved reward, right? You've done the work. You're balancing all the aspects of yourself. A well-deserved reward is coming. Stability in the physical is coming. However that may manifest, change your focus to that, on what you want to manifest, on what you want from your life. If you don't like your job, look at that. Rebuild the tower as I part the cards, This is, again, and I completely resonate with this message. If you've had some tower moments this week that have really changed things for you and are making you feel hopeless, I'm getting that happy, helpless and hopeless card right now in my head from this deck. If that's the way you're feeling, it's time to change your focus. It's not working in the physical because there's something still left to be healed. I mean, that's why we go into separation, right? So that's it for these cards. Let's get into more positive messages, because I do feel like these are very strong messages. So Spirit, what are we, this is getting long here, what are we needing to surrender at this time in this connection? What message do you have for us, Spirit? Shuffle one more time. Oh my God, my son, I can't. I'm about to get him off those games because he's yelling. So Spirit, what message do you have? What do we need to surrender at this time? Oh, wow. One more card, Spirit. What do we need to surrender at this time? All right. Bottom of the deck, surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So, surrender your ego as it relates to this connection. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. Yeah, so set limits with anyone that you need to set limits with in your life. This is a good time to do that. Then we got surrender, defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response, right? And then this one is the one that I chuckled when it came out. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow, right? I got it, Spirit. I hope that this is resonating with you guys so far, and that those messages also resonate. Let's pull a wisdom of the oracle card for this connection. What's going on in this connection? What advice do you have for us this week, Spirit? Fork in the road. Yeah, so you may feel that you're at a crossroads in this connection, and it appears to be a fork in the road. I will read the message from these books in a second. Yeah, and on the bottom of the deck, you got time for a nap, which is, some of you are not resting, and you need to rest. It's not all about the spiritual work all the time. Sometimes you need to just rest, right? My divine masculine actually told me this. His exact words were, "Don't forget to sleep," because we say woke. Don't forget to sleep. You need sleep. And then, so I'm going to read a little bit further into these other cards here, because I feel that they will resonate. So, essential meanings: time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligations to make a necessary choice. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dream, or choosing left? Or by choosing right, will you take the road less traveled, or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice, and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present, and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience, right? So, relationship message: you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love, or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion, or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationship. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart, right? And that's what we've been talking about here, and that's what the twin flame journey is all about. Then we got observer. Hold on a second. So perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. So let's read the relationship message for this, because this is a relationship reading. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing, then person says another. It can be like an echo or unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself and others and in the landscape. You will find much improved sooner than you know. Wow, so a message of hope there for anyone who's had a rough couple of weeks like myself. Be a casual observer. Things are going to turn out, as expected or not, but really what's best for you, right? And then the why card, which, if you've gone through any tower moments as I this week, where you felt like all of a sudden things have shifted, you're not understanding what's going on, the why card is very indicative of that energy, right? It means motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. So the message here is, we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, mostly because of our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone else, or if your behavior, get this bug here, or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this, and why did I say that, and spend time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasures of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? Wow. And that certainly resonates with us. So we're definitely in, we're needing to rest, and we got the rest and reconsider card feminines like twice during this reading. So it's a time to rest, right? And underneath that card was the between worlds, right? Remember last time I was telling you about shifting timelines and jumping timelines? Like we feel like we're between worlds, you know? There's been a fork in the road. Be a casual observer to this fork in the road and to what's happened and to what's transpired, and really ask yourself why it has, and what it's meant to teach you. And from the other cards that we've gotten in today's message, it's really all about the heart chakra, right? The heart, the healing. So Sacred Traveler cards, what do we have to look forward to here? Remember in the 5D cards, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Master, the 10 of Pentacles, the Magician, like we got it in the 3D cards as well. This is a powerful manifestation time. We will have our 10 of Pentacles. We just have to master ourselves. That's really what this journey is about, mastering ourselves, right? So, Sacred Journey cards, what messages you have for us for the next week? And I love these cards. They're very inspiring. They're very straight to the point. They have good messages. So, this one popped out. Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life. Nice. So yeah, once you refocus, like we've said, refocus, change your focus has come out, from different decks. The gates of triumph will open. Vast vistas. Expand your horizons. Right. Bottom of the deck, surrendering to the journey. Release control. I'll take that. Yes. It's time to release control. It's a time to expand your horizons. Success is expanding in your life. Have faith. You are the magician that has come out so many times today. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty, right? There's something to be learned here, and underneath that was choosing your path. All is possible, A narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. An unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. Yeah, so you're going through the gates of triumph. It's time to surrender to this journey. You're exactly where you need to be. It is a narrow pathway. There is some smog there. You can't see what's ahead exactly, but tread thoughtfully. But just understand that you've been put on this journey for a reason, like you saw with the 5D cards, and everything that you're desiring is just coming to be. And sometimes that means having to heal certain things to be able to reach that vibration that you need to reach your goals, right? So last but not least, I know I've been online. I'm going to pull a Kuan Yin card. This is a pocket Kuan Yin. I don't know if it's Oracle, guidance cards, not sure. But they're new and I love their messages. So I'm going to close out with just a few messages from Kuan Yin. Here's one. Kuan Yin, give us another message here. I'll take that one. Beautiful. And I'm being called to go like this. Alright, so first card that popped out was Veil of Shadows from the Kuan Yin Oracle. A lotus blossoms from the deep, rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud made of water and earth, growth happens, and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives in the depths of emotion and the aliveness of your body, into which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. Right? Yeah, as we go through these shadows, just realize that we're that lotus that's coming out of the mud, right? Into this beautiful, transformed flower. Have faith that the shadows are even helping us grow and are of great nourishment, as that card said. Then we got Sound the Flute. Sound the fierce flute. Discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your intentions. Like a fierce sounding flute cutting through all vibrations with purity and intent, your discernment allows you to stay true to your values without getting caught up in distraction. To grow spiritually through love, joy, peace, and abundance. Make high vibrational choices that feel good to you. Yeah, like that. Like those change your focus card and refocus, and the Magician card that's come out so many times, and the Master card. It's time to focus on what you want out of your life and stop focusing on what is not happening or what has ended, right? And last but not least, Radiant Mom of Compassion. Kuan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment and shift into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that would otherwise dim your bright light, right? So if you're ending any cycles here in this connection or in these connections, and or you know the connection, you've gone into separation, or you're in union and you're in some karmic cycles, guys, just remember that these shadows are here for a reason, that this journey, you've been put on this journey for a reason. You know, don't let it dim your light. Learn what you need to learn from it and move on. Okay, blessings, guys. Sending you so much love and light on this next week. See you soon.